Well, spring is in full swing and everyone knows that means it's time to clean out your car, the backyard, or your closet, but it's also a good idea to give your finances a spring clean as well. Marc Rouleau from Doyle Salewski joins us this morning in our Monday segment. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So great to have you here and discuss this topic because it is a great time. You're cleaning everything else. You might as well clean out your wallet.
Exactly. Who doesn't like spring? Everything's greening up out there. The sun's warm. You got playoff hockey. So it's all good, right?
Absolutely.
You got to be able to get in there and get dirty, like you said. Cleaning out your garden, the garage. But I always throw finances in there because you know that's my bailiwick. I think it's a great time to look at where you are because again, you have January 1st. You make your resolutions for the year. You know, you've come a few months past that and say, where am I sitting?
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, I think it's a great chance to take a hard look at this.
All right, you have some tips for us today.
Right.
And the first one, you say to us, summer activities on the calendar.
So before we look back, let's look forward. Because again, we're planning things. We were talking about this before we got on air. Right? What are we going to do with the kids this summer? Where are we going to go? You might be camping. You might be having a road trip. You might go see relatives somewhere. Or you might have something bigger planned. Either way, there's a cost associated with that, right? And I think it's important once you dig down and say, okay, family, let's get the kids together, have a little meeting here. What do we want to do? Let's make a list of two or three things.
Fun.
And then cost it out. So I think that's got to hit your cash flow somewhere. And you want to be able to say, okay, I want to do it. I don't want to say I've got to, go out and put this on the credit card and not be able to pay it. Do it within your budget, within your affordability. So I think it's nice to see, put that on the calendar, look forward to it, but make sure you've got a good plan financially for it.
Maybe that's where the tax return goes.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, you say look back 3 months.
So this is it. We're looking forward to the summer activities, but look back because again, your best information is actually so easy to get these days. You have really no excuse. That's what I tell people. Go back into your bank accounts, go back into your credit card statements. Where did that money go? And how does it match with what I plan to do? Because things can go off, off the kilter. You can have a car repair you didn't expect or whatever it may be. So if you have a good base budget with your actual numbers, you have to go back and check sometimes, it's going to give you a better plan. That's your map. When you have a trip, you always have a map where we're going to go.
Yeah.
That's your best information.
And it's good because it really shows you where maybe your frivolous spending is too, and you're like, I don't really need that, and look at how much money I've spent over the 3 months.
Pull that back a bit so you can do other things. Right.
Exactly. Okay, you say update your cash flow and financial goals.
Right. So again, you're about January 1st. We're already beginning of May here. We're saying, okay, what do I plan to do this year? What are those goals? I want to put a bit of money away for the summer. Yeah. A bit for the kids' education, a bit for myself. Whatever it might be, pay down some debt. So the cash flow objectives, it's always a moving target. That's what people, I always say when they come to us, sometimes it's the first time they look at this, which is fine. Yeah. Because that can be an intimidating thing looking at your numbers, right? Yeah. It's not always the fun thing. This isn't a fun topic. No. But when you do it, I find you feel so good about it. You do. You have, real numbers and you can say, okay, have I looked at things the way I should? Okay, this summer, we're planning a bigger trip than we expected. We may need a couple $1,000s more. How are we going to get there? Right. And like you just suggested, maybe pulling a few expenses back, having a side hustle, whatever it might be, to be able to get to that number and to feel comfortable in your situation. Okay, the next one you say is tackle the debt. Well, you just talked about taxes. So taxes are filed. A lot of people get refunds, which is great. The basic thing, again, is please file your taxes because CRA is waiting for you. You don't want to have those extra penalties. But if that's a new debt you have a look at that as well as a separate item to say, okay, let's put all this debt in one basket. Which is the one I should pay off first? Right. Easy answer, right? The highest interest one. So if you put that as one of your goals now in your budget and say, okay, let's carve out an amount every month to say, I'm going to put $500 towards this card, and in 6 months it'll be paid. Right. Again, you're going to feel so good this fall because you took the time this spring to make that new goal and tackle the debt. If it's a really big issue, you might need some professional help. That's okay too. But at least you're recognizing it. Okay, and the last point today is meet with your partner or yourself. Again, on your situation, right? We all have these great cell phones. I think there's no excuse for not to be accountable. Put it in your calendar. Put it as a repeatable every 3 months, every 6 months to say, okay, where am I at with this? And it might be a 5-minute meeting. It might be a 15 or half an hour. But I always think time well spent. There's nothing like being able to talk with, I say yourself here, but maybe go online, do a bit of research, talk to your partner, talk to people who can influence your good decisions and make sure you're going on the right track. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate it. You're welcome.